Well, hello, lovely people. This is a very different sort of video today because I'm actually on holiday. And so I'm not sure if this is going to work, but I'm just going to show you the view out of my bedroom window. That's a rather iconic building. So many of you will know that's Iona Abbey. And I'm on the small island of Iona, which is just off Mull. And the house where I'm staying has the most stunning views. That's the sound across to Mull over there. And at some point very soon, the little ferry will come chugging across to Iona. And I'm here. Oh, can you see the geese flying over? Let's see if I can get those in the shot. Don't know if you can see them. They're just flying past the abbey at the moment. Anyway, it's absolutely stunning here. And as the geese have ably demonstrated, there are a lot of birds. And that's very useful because, as lots of you will know, because I know lots of you are joining me in this, many of our community are looking at Psalm 91 at the moment. And one of the key motifs in the psalm is the idea of wings and feathers. So God covering us with his feathers and finding safety and protection under his wings of refuge. And lots of us have used the Ruth materials as well in the last year or so, which also talks about finding God under the wings of refuge. And so what I want to do today is just to really try and paint a few of these feathers, because I've been thinking a lot about feathers, particularly actually in terms of the strength that they give. So in a way, in the study notes in this book, I've been talking about duvet days and the way that God cares for us and protects us. But actually, the thing that's really struck me since I've been on holiday here is the strength that feathers give to birds. And the other day I was walking up from the sea up the hill to the house, and I was just walking along a path, but quite close to the path there are obviously a couple of woodcock in the grasses. I hope I wasn't disturbing their nest site, and they are very shy birds. And they just got up on these really strong wings, and one kind of flap took them right up into the sky. They're not enormous birds, and I was really struck by that. So I'm thinking about feathers and what does it mean to be covered by God's feathers. And in the study notes, I've very much been writing about this sense of comfort and care. But today I'm really thinking about the strength that they give, those feathers of God. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm just making a sort of watercolour lozenge, a sort of water lozenge, and I'm filling it in with some paint. And it's really fun painting these watercolour-y feathers because the possibilities are absolutely endless. What I'm doing is I've taken the motif off the cover of the study notes, and I actually made that simply by collaging a load of these sticky notes that come in the journaling kit. And I'm just kind of playing with the idea of it. So I'm starting off by drawing, oops, let me get some clear water. So I'm on holiday, I'm just using an aqua brush. I'm in somebody else's house. I don't want to really risk jars of water and things. So I'm just literally using my aqua brush. And this one I'm using here, I got from Lidl, but you can get these on my shop as well, although they're out of stock right now, but they're on order, so they're coming back in very soon. And I'll leave the link to the shop below where you can get all the materials for this. So the journaling kit, the study notes, which come in the kit, although you can get the study notes on their own as well, and the aqua brushes and all sorts of other lovely goodies. So I'll just put that link to the shop down below. Now, I've made a kind of outline of a half feather shape using water, although because my brush wasn't completely clean, the water's a bit pinky, but that's fine, not too bothered about that. And now I'm just plopping some colour on the top of the water, and you see, I don't know if you can see that properly, but it's spreading out and doing all this lovely stuff. Now I'm not at home, I haven't got my lights, so apologies if this lighting's a bit off. The sun's coming in and out, so it's impossible to control it. So I hope you can see this okay. Very much hope so. And the colour's just running around in the water. And I'm going to put some more of that pinky colour on. It's actually a Winsor & Newton colour called Rose Doré. And it's a really almost corally kind of pink. And it's interacting with the blue there in quite an interesting way. And I'm just going to chuck some on the top and see what happens as it mixes. There's something very cathartic about painting these feathers. I've done quite a few already in another journal. And the colour possibilities, combinations are endless. And it's a really lovely thing to do just while you're praying about God's protection. I'm just feathering up the edges there at the top. And just seeing how that turns out. So I've left the bit down the middle, which is the kind of the shaft of the feather. And I think I'll leave that to dry a bit, and I'll just do another one. Now you'll see I've edged these pages in washi tape, and that's giving me lots of ideas. And then I'm just really using my own colour combos on these to play about with. So I think I'll do a slightly longer, thinner one this time. And the water's probably not showing up on the camera, but I'm just making a sort of half feather shape. In fact, in this light, I can barely see myself what I've done. But as soon as I start putting colour on, the colour will travel. So I'll see where it is. So let's put that on and see where that gets to. And it'll go right up to the edge of the water. What I maybe should have done is done the other half at the same time, because then I can match the colours across. Now you'll see I've accidentally joined the two shafts there and the colours travelling, but that doesn't matter because I could put the shaft in with black, and you'll see on the washi tape someone's just inked in the details with black at the end. So I could do that with this one perhaps, because this is not going to leave a white gap down the middle the way I've done it, I think, because the water's too joined now. So yeah, if you want to do both halves at the same time, you do run that risk, which is why I was doing them separately there. But it's quite fun just to experiment and see. So I'll just bring some green down the edge of that one. I quite want these to be vaguely symmetrical, although I'm not overly fussed. Right, I'm going to go wild here and put this really, really strong crimson on and see how this looks. And I'm thinking about the actual pieces of the feather and the direction that they're travelling in, although this probably won't stay looking like this because it will all merge together. But this is I find this very meditative and calming. I'm in a really lovely houseful with another family who we often have holidays with, who are all very dear to us, and between our family and theirs we have a lot of young people. So it's a pretty crazy household, but it's just such a joy to be together. I've been in Edinburgh at home for months. I haven't left Edinburgh since February. And so to actually be out here on the island, just enjoying the company and the views is such a delight, and find it so much easier to pray here somehow. It's just so calming. So this is a nice calming activity. Now that one's gone a bit crazy because the water's just running everywhere, and I think once these are dry I will go over with some ink and just ink them in. But for now I'm really enjoying this, and you can see how you could build up the colour and you could come back to it and add some more, or you could just leave them be and just say, well, actually that represents a moment in time, that represents my prayer to God. That's just what it is, you know. I'm not trying to be perfect with it. And now I think I'm going to do one more. I'm going to change the shape, and I quite like these sort of triangular shapedy ones, and I'm going to go for one of those. It's got a little hair in it there. Take that off. I don't know if you can hear the geese again outside. There are hundreds of wild geese around here at the moment, and it just seems really special to be thinking about feathers and painting them, and thinking about the wings of refuge that God gives us, while I'm surrounded by his creation of wild birds. And there's something really kind of appropriate about that, which I'm enjoying very much. So this paint is going on more thickly. It's not running around so much because I've not put so much water on this one. And now I've added some water, it's going to go a bit crazy. So just popping that on like that. And you can see how once I've finished, it'll be very easy to draw that central black line there up the middle. And now I'm going to go crazy. This is Payne's Grey, this colour, and I do really love it. It's a sort of greeny blacky kind of colour. It's great for mixing. Any of you who are seasoned artists will know all about this. And it's an absolute favourite of mine. And I'm just going to add some little blacky highlights there and start to put the kind of suggestion of where the actual pieces of the feathers might be going and where the ink might go on at the end. But I can't do anything more about that for the moment till it's completely dry. I'm just going to make that edge a bit rougher. There we go. And I think what I want just to finish it is a bit more of the orangey yellow. That was yellow ochre I used. I might put a bit more on there just to make it interesting. Give it some brightness. So you can see how this is unfolding, and again, you know, as I'm always saying, it's not really about the finished piece, although I think once those are finished I'll be quite pleased with them, but really it's about the process and the prayers that I'm enjoying while doing it. And for me that's kind of the point. Now when I come on holiday, I don't always bring my big journaling Bible. We had to travel quite light this time because we had to bring a lot of food for everybody, because the shop on the island can't supply the number of people here. It wouldn't be fair. We'd basically buy them out. So we brought lots of food with us, so consequently couldn't bring loads of other stuff. So I just actually printed out the psalm and brought it with me. I've chopped it into sections that follow the way that I've sectioned it in the study notes. And sorry, just waving that around in front of the camera there. And so I'm going to probably cut this out and stick it in over there. And then I'll just write some more prayers and notes around here. And I might add some leaves of paper and a little tip in perhaps with some extra notes and things on. And I'm really enjoying just mimicking these little sticky notes. So I might do a few more of those. And of course, yeah, this is a kind of abstract thing in a way. It doesn't have to be accurate, and you can just go crazy and enjoy using colours that you like. And so that's really fun. So I'll be interested to see what happens when this dries, and I probably will go back and ink over it. And I hope that if you're doing this journaling, you can have some fun playing with these feather shapes yourself. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll say goodbye from Iona, and I'll be back with another video in about a week when I get home. Thank you. See you later. Bye.